What's up, gamers? So over the past couple of years or so, I've been working on and off on my game, Dodge the Dude. It's been a while since I've uploaded anything, and everyone's been asking me, when's the next Dodge the Dude update? Well, unfortunately, I've decided that there will be no more updates, and I will not be working on Dodge the Dude anymore. I know this may come as a shock to many of you. You probably have many questions. Why did I do this? Will there be a sequel? What will become of the Lord Zam YouTube channel? All these questions will be answered in due time. So, to finish off this project, I will tell the tale of how Dodge the Dude came to be, and why I eventually stopped working on it. First, we must go way back to when I was a wee little lad. One of my first introductions to coding was this cool website called Scratch. On this website, me and my buddies would create some crazy games. I made some masterpieces such as Fortune Telling Jimmy and Click the Boy. They were huge successes. People loved them. One day, as I was sitting at the computer, I was trying to come up with my next hit game. Not sure of what to make, I looked through the blocks for some inspiration. As I was looking through the blocks, something interesting caught my eye. These two blocks touching edge and point towards sprite. Suddenly, a great idea came to me. I could make a game where you have to avoid a moving obstacle, and every time it hit the edge, it points in your direction. And thus, Dodge the Dude was born. It was an instant classic, my most popular game yet. Everyone was playing it and trying to get the highest score. It was truly the golden era of gaming. But all eras must come to an end. Eventually, we all lost interest in Scratch and moved on with our lives. A few years later, I'm playing some games on my computer, and I'm thinking, these games are pretty cool, but wouldn't it be cooler if instead of some random developer deciding how the game works, I could do it myself? Or better yet, if I could just make my own game, then I would truly be free to do whatever I want. Now, I had seen other people on YouTube making games using this software called Unity, and they were making it look pretty fun and easy. So I was like, sure, I can do that. So I installed Unity and started game developing. I pretty much had no coding knowledge up to this point other than Scratch, so I watched a lot of YouTube tutorials and was able to figure out how to program and use the engine a bit. Despite this, I didn't get very far. Only a few unfinished projects that I abandoned before I even had anything close to a finished game. I realized that if I wanted to make a good game, I needed to make some bad ones. That way, I could learn game development along the way, and then, when I have enough knowledge, actually make a good game. I had seen some people on YouTube doing these challenges, like making Flappy Bird in 1 day, or making Super Hexagon in only 10 hours. And I thought, those look like pretty easy games to make. I obviously wasn't able to make anything playable in that short of a time period, but those were the type of games that would actually be feasible for me to make, something simple and easy to code. But I didn't want to just copy a game that already existed, because that's boring. And then I realized, well, I could just copy one of my own games, and what better option than Dodge the Dude? So, using my very rudimentary knowledge of Unity, C# and math, as well as many YouTube tutorials, I was able to create the first version of Dodge the Dude Remastered. For once, I had followed through and actually created a playable game. I was so proud of it that I posted it on itch.io for everyone to play and told all my friends about it. It was a huge success, just like the original. Everyone was having a blast playing the game and flexing their high scores in Discord. At this point in time, game dev and devlogs were still pretty popular on YouTube, so my friend suggested that I make some video content for my game, so I decided to make the official trailer for Dodge the Dude, even though I already released it. But whatever. By the time I actually finished editing the video, the initial hype for the release had died down, but after uploading the video, the game was revived. By this time it had also been a while since I had updated the game, and people were getting impatient. The thing is, I spent so long making the first video that I hadn't been working on the game at all. But everyone was asking for another update, and I did want to get back into game dev, so I started on update 2.0. At this point, it had been a full year since I initially uploaded the game to itch, so I had leveled up a little on my programming and math skills. So while I was working on the update, I realized that the code kind of sucked, which wasn't a surprise or anything, but it was kind of annoying to implement the update since I didn't build the game to be scalable or with the goal of updating it later on. I just wanted to get a working game. This wasn't really a big deal, so I was eventually able to complete the update. And after the success of the first video, I decided to make a devlog for the next big update. But of course that meant editing another entire video, which takes forever, and I also had school and blah blah blah, but I eventually finished the video. It was a big success as always, and I was very happy with how it turned out. But of course, the more content I give, the more people ask for content, and I still felt like my game needed more. It wasn't complete yet, so I started on the next big update. I think I knew even before starting this update that it was going to be the last one. Even during the development of the previous update, as I was nearing its completion, something felt different. My motivation for the project was declining, and I wasn't getting as much enjoyment out of it as I did initially. My initial interest for the project had been slowly decaying for the past few months, and it felt more like I was completing this just for the sake of completing it rather than that I actually wanted to. Not only that, but most of the development process was spent more on elements like UI and managing Unity scenes, instead of actually cool stuff like gameplay and physics. Combine all this with the fact that neither the original release nor the update was coded very well, you could see how it was kind of a pain making this final update. But in the end, I finished the update, and it was still pretty fun, don't get me wrong. But after almost 2 years of working on this project, I felt like it was done, and my interests had shifted quite a bit over that time. In fact, I no longer wanted to use Unity to make games. Not because I think it's a bad platform or that the company is evil, but maybe there is some truth to those statements. I just felt like the program was too big. Like, I'm just a random guy trying to make some games. I don't need an editor filled with every feature imaginable that takes up 15 gigs of storage. Basically what I'm saying is that there's no point in using this bloated game engine when I don't even know how to use 99% of its features. And besides, it would be way more base to build a game from scratch using only like some graphic libraries and stuff, and you'll learn so much more about programming from it too. Anyways, that's pretty much why I won't be continuing Dodge the Dude. It would be a pain to code any more updates, and I've lost interest at this point anyway. Especially now that I haven't even touched it after 8 months. So now you're probably wondering, what's next for the Lord Zam YouTube channel? Will I make more games? Will I do more coding? Will I start making let's plays or video essays instead? I'll probably get back to working on some coding project one day. For now, I have some games I want to play. And this channel isn't really meant to have a theme. I'm kind of just going to use it as a repository for stuff I want to showcase or talk about, or just to upload random videos I feel like making. So yeah, like and subscribe, and I might upload another video sometime about something. Finally finished working on that Dodge the Dude video. Man, how long did that take anyway? Wait, it's 2025? What?